Every week, the program Sports Nation introduces you to the main events of Kazakhstan and world sports. We cover large tournaments, find outstanding heroes, and open doors to the best sports arenas in the country. In today's program, we will visit the President's Cup in boxing and talk with the main sports doctor of the country, Berik Sattyklyshov. Also, we'll find out how academic rowing is developing in our country. Boxing is one of the most interesting and favorite sports in Kazakhstan, and stadiums full of people are a vivid confirmation of it. Astana Sports Complex Daulet. We're watching the 6th International Kazakh President's Boxing Cup. The tournament is held every 2 years. It is included among the events of AIBA. It is considered a competition of the Group A. The tournament was licensed here. We got licenses for the Olympic Games. It is of a very high level. Results of performances among women became a complete surprise. The leader of the national boxing team, Nazem Kazaibai, lost to the young Japanese Namiki Tsukumi in the semi-finals, and Dariga Shakimova wasn't strong enough for the final match against Swedish boxer Love Holgersson. Salia Sultankaze and Rima Volosenko won gold medals for Kazakhstan. At all three men's finals at once, both boxers represented Kazakhstan. The fight between Abelkan Amankul and Yeri Kaljanov became one of the most striking battles of the evening. There was no clear favorite, and according to the judges, 20-year-old Amankul was the strongest. In a similar battle, Temurtaz Jusupov won over his principal rival, Yerzhan Zhumart. The final battle was very difficult. I know Yerzhan Zhumart. He's very strong and promising boxer, prize winner of the World Championship. I know his style, his school, his strengths and weaknesses. Repetition of the final of the World Cup 2017 was viewed by spectators in the final of the weight category up to 56 kilograms. In German Hamburg, Iraliev again defeated Dick Rogan. Americans in general are proud boxers. Everything is clear, who won, who lost. This is my third fight with him. Once I won it in the World Cup final, and now I had a victory here too. This year the tournament is very strong. The strongest boxers of the national team has arrived.
This tournament, it was a great experience for me. It was a great level of boxing, even though I didn't come away with the gold medal. He's a great opponent. I thought I won the fight. I thought I won the second and third round, but you know, it's his home country.
One of the main surprises of the tournament was the defeat at an early stage of the Olympic champion from Uzbekistan, Hasanboy Dusmatov. Vasily Levit could not overcome the stage of the semi-final. In total, Kazakhstani athletes won 10 gold medals at a home tournament. The tournament also gave the opportunity to the coaches of the team to look at potential newcomers in practice. Coming up next, the country's chief sports doctor, Berik Sattyklyshov, will share the secret of a correct diet, the benefits of the CrossFit, and the phenomenon of Ilya Ilyin. The national teams for the Olympic sports will have their own doctors. Fees or competitions, it does not matter. Next to the sportsman, there will always be a psychologist, a nutritionist, a masseur, a biochemist specialist. We learned about the upcoming trends from the founder of the Federation of Sports Medicine of Kazakhstan, Berik Sattyklyshov. Berik, tell me, how did you end up in sports medicine?
Я думаю, что я в спортивной медицине оказался не случайно.
Not by accident. Since childhood, I've been involved in sports. I began to train more when I was a student. My coach is a person who dedicated his life to Aikido and Jiu-Jitsu, Sayat Yerzhanov. After the medical university, I graduated from the sports coach department. This situation brought me to sports medicine because I constantly participated in competitions. Plus, I had an interest in that, how to make sure that all athletes develop at a high level.
Почему у одного спортсмена идет рост, а у другого не идет рост?
In the film Move Up, there was a following episode. A Soviet basketball player is injured and cannot move at all. American basketball player gets a similar injury. After some time, the Soviet basketball player moves on crutches, while the American player brings points already on the court. Here is the difference between the West and us. How big is it today? And what can minimize this difference?
Советский Союз в тот период, я думаю, не сильно отставал от Запада в вопросах спортивной медицины. Дело в том, что
At that time, I think the Soviet Union did not lag much behind the West in matters of sports medicine. It went together with aviation and space. Medicine and the Soviet Union did not lag far behind. Not like the questions of rehabilitation. Even today we experience difficulties that are coming from the past, and this gap is noticeable today. I will give an example. Usain Bolt is the king in the race. He had a period when he had a difference in the length of his legs and was helped by a German doctor. He operated it and returned to running. And to this day, Bolt gives results. We can perform this kind of operations too, but no one thinks how can one return to the sports after it. In this sense, the West has gone far ahead.
Вот реабилитацией заниматься, то есть восстанавливать и возвращать, в этом смысле Запад ушел далеко вперед.
The Federation of Sports Medicine exists since 2012. Could you name 3 major achievements that we had during this period?
Да, разумеется, первое.
Yes, of course. First, we became a member of the Asian Federation and a member of the International Federation of Sports Medicine. This allows us to directly receive information to participate in those processes that occur at the international level. The second achievement, and we will soon reap the benefits, we were able to organize the training of 8 specialists in postgraduate study in Moscow. Scientists of sports medicine are being trained for the first time. These are the people who will form the backbone of the industry in the country, I hope. The third achievement is that the organization itself appeared, and it was able to unite specialists of one field.
Создать площадку для специалистов в этой области.
What is the main difference between a sports doctor and a therapist? The therapist aims to make the person recover or not sick. A sports doctor answers the question of how to achieve victory. Your name is well known in the circle of Kazakhstan athletes. People come to you for help. Could you name the names of athletes who come to you?
Человек, с кем я всегда хотел работать.
The person with whom I always wanted to work and with whom I managed to work is Ilya Ilyin. I never doubted that he could become a 3-time Olympic champion. Alexander Zaychikov is a man who participates in the weight category of Ilyin up to 105 kilograms. Denis Ulanov, who became the bronze medalist of the Olympic Games. Guys who are engaged in triathlon. Our help was requested from rowing sportsmen and the short track team.
Обращались ребята из гребли. Это вот сборная команда по шорт-треку здесь у нас была.
Dispel the myth. Is CrossFit good for the heart or not?
Ни один вид спорта не опасен для здоровья. Ни один. В том числе и кроссфит.
No sport is dangerous to health, including CrossFit. Unskilled coach is dangerous. If you are ready for these loads and your health allows it, then you can try it. There is nothing wrong with that. But if you have any problems and your physical form does not match the load, you are guaranteed to get a problem, not only in the CrossFit. This is a matter of dose and a correct determination of the training. Here, most often, the problem arises from the interaction of the coach with an athlete.
Проблема возникает на границе взаимодействия тренера со спортсменом.
A question that interests all girls: how to lose weight in the right way.
На него, на мой взгляд, один только ответ.
In my opinion, there is only one answer to that question. If you want to lose weight and keep it for a long time, you should closely watch what you eat. To torment yourself at the gym is a dead end.
Мучить себя физическими нагрузками – это тупиковое направление.
Girls who are posing in social networks, they're obviously too thin. This is also not normal.
Наиболее часто это девчонки, которые находятся, в такой пиковой форме, которые они сами...
Most often, these girls are in peak form and they know that they will not be in this form for a long time. Maximum a few days, just in this form, hyper-dried. My recommendation, women should not try to lose too much weight. The female organism is so finely tuned, and the main function of the female body is to give birth to a child. If a woman loses fat mass below 12–14%, she will get problems, for example, a hormonal imbalance. Female and male hormones develop from fat.
Гормональный баланс. У нас женские и мужские гормоны вырабатываются из жира.
There is such a pretty well-known character in the Russian segment of YouTube and Instagram, Kirill, with the nickname The Hands of the Bazooka. What do you think of him?
С точки зрения врача, я считаю, что...
From the point of view of the doctor, there are questions to his upbringing. He needs to hear from specialists who would explain to him the consequences of these actions, if he addressed them.
Он обращался, разумеется, которые бы ему объяснили последствия этих поступков.
Are you talking about Synthol?
Да. Я бы, допустим, не хотел бы, чтобы мои дети смотрели его видео.
Yes. I would not want my children to watch his video, because young people won't analyze it. He also saw it from somewhere too. And we know these images. These are the Brazilian freaks, who have pinned everything to themselves.
Так называемые фрики, да, которые куда только себе не накололи этого всего.
Creatine, gainers and proteins. Do you approve of them?
Они абсолютно легальные.
They are absolutely legal. People mistakenly think that this is a pure chemistry. This is normal food. They are needed, but they are primarily needed by professionals. Therefore, a professional needs a large calorie intake during the day in which he cannot consume from ordinary food. One has to remember another thing. When an athlete has 6 to 7 hours of muscle training, all his blood is there, and gastrointestinal tract is turned off. And in this case, sports nutrition is a good way to feed athletes.
Такое подспорье для питания атлетов.
Is sports medicine profitable in Kazakhstan?
С учетом того, на каком уровне у нас идет понимание спортивной медицины, как направление бизнеса, я думаю, сложно рассматривать.
Given the level at which we understand the sports medicine is right now, it is difficult to consider the direction of business. If we are focused on a professional athlete, then the national team has already provided him with a doctor. But we still expect, and at the same time notice, that people are slowly starting to lead a healthy lifestyle. I think that in the near future, it will gain more popularity, but only in large cities.
Она себя, может быть, найдет. Но и то в том случае, что я думаю, это только в крупных городах.
The National Olympic Committee wants to provide all the teams with doctors. The medical staff will include masseurs, biomechanical specialists, and nutritionists. Is this a step towards a new stage in the development of sports medicine in the country?
Это очень правильная позиция. Вы перечислили только 3 специальности.
This is the right position. You listed only 3 specialties: a sports doctor, a nutritionist, a biomechanical specialist. But there are 7 specialties. There is a masseur, there is a psychologist, and a biochemist. That is, a specialist who analyzes blood and the condition of athletes. It is a whole team of specialists. Another thing is the level of these specialists. Today, in parallel with the work on recruiting these specialists, work is also underway to prepare the program. I believe that this program should be prepared on the basis of Western training systems.
И я считаю, что эта программа должна быть подготовлена на базе западных обучающих систем.
I know that you're writing a book. What will it be about?
Я пишу несколько книг, и мы несколько книг пишем в соавторстве. У меня вообще мечта издать книгу по спортивной медицине.
I write several books in co-authorship. I have a dream to publish a book about sports medicine. This is not the goal, because I do not know when I will do it. Every time I plunge into the world of advanced sports medicine, it seems to me that I'm already falling behind. And I think, as long as I publish this book, I wonder how much it will be relevant. Now, according to experts, in the next 2 to 3 years, a revolution in technology is expected in medical gadgets. This means that you will wear a t-shirt for running, and it will take off all the parameters: pulse, breathing, as you run.
И она будет снимать все необходимые с вас параметры. То есть и пульс, и как вы дышите, и как вы бежите.
Thanks for the interview. You're welcome. It was very interesting. The same here. Next on Sports Nation, Olga Pachanova will open the doors to the world of academic rowing. Someone will think that this is just a kind of outdoor activity, but this is a real Olympic sport. 95% of muscles are involved, and athletes start their way to the pedestal from an early childhood.
Hold your back, coordinate your legs and hands. Hold your chin down. Feel your feet. Your feet need to do all the work.
This room is called a rowing bath, and in the country there are only 2 such simulators in Temirtau and Astana. Here children learn to feel the boat, water, and the most important, the oar. At first glance, it seems that it requires only brute force, but here the sensitive work of hands is important.
Kayak rowers have an oar in their hands. They feel the water next to them. We fasten the paddle here. This is the whole complexity. The oar is fixed far, and here you need to feel what the blade is doing.
Classes on such a simulator are included in the list of the most popular exercises in CrossFit. In fact, rowing is an excellent cardio, and sportsmen in this field, as a rule, have excellent physical form.
They come here to get physical development to strengthen their health. This is the dream of every parent. They'll learn about academic rowing a little later when they get into the boat. They feel the expanse of water.
In Astana, the rowing section has existed for almost 50 years. If we do not take into account the pause that was after 1991, in general, there was a decline in the sports field. Since 2001, thanks to the construction of the canal, it has started to develop again.
It began in Temirtau, then in Chimkent, then in Astana, now in Pavlodar. Everything is back to square one. The regions are expanding. They say that it is very expensive sport, but think for yourself. If you divide the price of the boat by years, how much it is used, it will turn out very cheap. These boats serve us for 20 years.
Boats can be very different in weight and size. For example, the length of a small single is 8 to 9 meters, and its weight does not exceed 10 to 15 kilograms, and the biggest has a length of about 20 meters and weight up to 90 to 110 kilograms. The main important task is of a stroke power. He has the most difficult and responsible task. A special place in rowing belongs to the helmsman, who not only guides the boat at the rate, but also monitors the rivals and informs the partners about it.
The main thing is that rowing develops a harmonious person, both physically and psychologically. He is not afraid of water or difficulties. He can train in any weather. People who train in this field are usually morally stable. They, in general, are good people.
These guys do not yet have special canal channels, because the metropolitan ponds are not yet suitable for rowing, but they have a lot of enthusiasm. The video of the week concludes our program. This is Vincenzo Bramati. For sure, you remember his insane tricks on a bicycle in Astana, so he continues to please and at the same time shock his fans. We wish him luck in this dangerous endeavor.